So his style is best described as sunshine soul because when he sits down at the piano, you can bet that every single person in the audience is going to be singing, clapping, and dancing along. Now, just a few highlights from his career so far. He's filled in for Grammy Award-winning composer, vocalist, and jazz pianist Billy Stritch at his weekly Birdland residency. And just last year, I think you mentioned this in the tease row, he sang alongside Sam Smith on Saturday Night Live. And we've got a fresh listen right now.
Have you ever had a dream, one that doesn't let you sleep?
It's a voice that soothes the soul, a combination of classical training, crooning, riffs and runs, and raw emotion. The iconic voice of New York City singer, songwriter, and jazz pianist Jacob Khalil.
This is like my whole life. It's everything.
Music has been a part of Jacob's life for as long as he can remember. Born and raised in Houston, he started writing songs at a young age. Soon enough, the Texas native was performing in choirs and playing trumpet in his middle school band. His inspiration?
I was a kid and my mom's a singer, so she really encouraged me to also be a singer. And then when I was in high school, I was really drawn to the piano, and I would just play for hours and hours.
You can say it runs in the family. Jacob's grandfather is also an entertainer. His style and sound served as a blueprint for the young singer-songwriter as he progressed as a musician.
My earliest recollections of performing were performing solo in church, and he was accompanying me. He taught me songs like, "The very thought of you makes my heart sing."
Fast forward to college, Jacob spent 5 years at Brigham Young University in Utah, where he majored in vocal performance, honed his skills, and brushed up on that technique. But it wasn't until Jacob came to New York in late 2020 that his career really started to take flight.
I grew up really liking musical theater, really liking jazz, really, and I feel like there's so much available here in New York that a person who has kind of eclectic music tastes like me, I can kind of pop around and I can kind of do a lot of different things.
His first gig in the Big Apple is where we filmed this interview, Mimi's Restaurant and Piano Bar on 2nd Avenue.
I knocked on the door and I was like, "Hey, do you need a piano player?"
And just like that, the rest was history. You can catch Jacob at Mimi's every Thursday night, where he performs anything from the classics.
You can start in any way, so like it could be like, "Fly me to the moon,"
to the crowd pleasers.
"I love you, baby, and if it's quite all right."
He even brings up musical guests. Matter of fact, that's how Jacob and I met for the first time. It sounded a little something like this.
Feeding you, baby. If I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings.
When Jacob's not entertaining crowds at Mimi's, you can probably find him at Birdland, where he and his band headline sold-out shows several times a year. Or he might be at home writing original music.
In terms of my original music, it kind of took a lot of time to kind of find what my sound was and what kind of my artistry was. There's a song out now. It's called "The Rest of My Life," and it's kind of my anthem. It's about having a dream, going after what you care about, and kind of being a little fearless about it.
A dream that's quickly blossomed into reality for the 30-year-old songster. But for Jacob, this is only the beginning. Perhaps he said it best here.
I won't let this moment go by. I'm gonna live it like I'm in it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's like music to my ears.
I know. Beautiful. He sings beautifully.
Yeah.
I love the song. And I love the duet with the two of you.
So many genres. You know, I grew up in the neighborhood where he performs, and just watching him become so successful is so humbling to see, and he does a great job at
All
it,
right,
you know?
we got to support him.
Yep. So let me tell you a few places you can see him. He's all over New York City at venues like City Winery, The Cutting Room, Rockwood, 54 Below, and many other places. Now, he also goes on tour across the country several times a year. He's taken the stage in Phoenix, Salt Lake City, and Los Angeles, just to name a few cities. So if you're not local, a lot of chances to see Jacob out there.
All right, very nice. We're going to keep an eye on him. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.